Q&A right now. If you want to bring up the house lights. And we kind of ran long tonight, so we're not going to probably do like 5 questions in 15 minutes. And we're going to be hanging out for a while too, so kind of answer some questions more personally. No personal questions, but you know what I mean.
We're just going to take a second to explain the Q&A. Because of time, we're going to just take about 5 questions, keep it into 15 minutes, and then we'll be able to meet with people in the lobby individually. So thank you guys for your time.
Hey, did you get everything on?
Can you turn the stage lights down and turn the house lights up, please? Can't really see. Can you guys see things right now? Yeah. Does anybody have like a visor, like, poker visors?
Questions, anyone?
Yep, I have a question. My name is Adi. I've been here in the U.S. now 6 years, and I study American politics as well. Main question, I guess kind of like a comment about the Anthrax thing. The first person they sent to, I believe, was Tom Brokaw, and then Dan Rather, and then Tom Daschle. And now, I think a couple weeks ago, they sent to the senator from Wisconsin, Rush Feingold, who is, all those guys, from what I know about politics, are not, you're ultra conservative, for most of them are either liberal or they're guys in the media who are considered to be liberal. And I'm wondering, if you really want to send, if you don't like the media, if you're like, Taliban supporter, you probably will send to like someone like Rush Limbaugh instead of Dan Rather. Or instead of sending to Tom Daschle, or Rice Fine, we probably send to guys like, John Ashcroft. I mean, I'm not saying that anybody should get it, but if you really had to send, if you were a Taliban supporter, will you send it to the liberal side or the other side?
That whole thing's insane.
I wonder if it's just a couple of teenagers who broke into Dad's basement and got the germs and sent them off. Who knows? And you really want to terrorize John Ashcroft or Rush Limbaugh, send them my albums.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm Nickel. I'm just going to state a fact. Governments use coercion to control their citizens. What do you say to the argument that by picking your leaders, you're just picking your method of repression?
Well, there's some. I'm trying to think of this question now. You just pick your methods of oppression.
Well, by voting for anyone at all, you're just voting for oppression.
I don't agree with that. I mean, we have not evolved highly enough as a species, unlike dolphins, that we don't need babysitters and real estate and fences, or at least think we do. And as long as people act the way they do, there's going to be a need for law enforcement, and there's going to be a need for leadership. But I think the choice we have with getting off our butt and voting is to try and get rid of the people who abuse the power or sell it down the river to corporations who are more interested in, dictatorship with a nice Mickey Mouse face or something. And so I don't think all leadership is automatically repressive, especially when it's used like socialism to transfer the wealth from people who have too many to people who don't have enough.
And, I believe in liberty, and I believe in democracy, and I believe that our democracy in the United States is broken and obsolete, so I hope I could propose some solutions to the problem.
My name is James Vivian, and I'm from Carleton, not St. Olaf. But one of the things that I did the summer between my junior and senior years in high school was work for VPIRG, Vermont Public Interest Research Group, which was a consumer and environmental rights group. And in the 7 or 8 weeks that I worked there, I canvassed door to door around Vermont on the issue of clean water, something pretty basic to human life. And I sensed an incredible amount of apathy. At about half the doors I went to, people just didn't care. And one of the things that I looked at when looking for college, it was secondary, of course, to good schools and stuff, but was the amount of political activism on campus. And of the schools that I got into, I didn't really see much difference in the amount of political activism on campus. But I was wondering what you, or any of you guys, would have to say that would inspire, or that could inspire the youth of America to action, or the populace of America to action, because I feel like right now, one of the main problems in America is that there's just no one who cares. There's an incredible amount of apathy.
I think it starts with the individual, and you've already, tried to do your part, and hopefully will continue to do so. I mean, you want to alert people to dirty water. Just eat a bunch of beans and spices, take a crap in a big gulp cup, add water, go door to door, and say, "This is your water on deregulation," and then see if you get a reaction or not. But the way to inspire, I think, is, I've used this phrase a lot, don't hate the media, become the media. And that even means going one-on-one with people you know at home, school, work, family. Even if you get across to one person, that's making a difference and helping alter and improve history, if you will. And one of the basic things, the one thing to identify is even people who follow Rush Limbaugh or think Bush is cool, the main wedge issue that concerns so many people, but they see it through different lenses, is why can't I put food on the table? And they may go welfare cheat this, eco-terrorist that. Don't tune them out. Sit down and try to reason with them. It doesn't always work. But no, it's not welfare cheats and immigrants taking your money away. It's the way our taxes are being rigged, so more and more money goes straight up to rich people. We keep voting these bozos in, or not voting at all and letting these bozos get in. That's causing the problem. And on top of that, you want to fight back against excesses of corporate power. This is the simplest thing for an individual to do to start, and the simplest thing to get other people to do and turn them on to it. Don't give them your money. Across the board, don't give them your money. As much as humanly possible, and nobody can be 100% politically correct and pure as the driven snow about this, but try to buy as few multinational corporations products as possible, patronize as few chain stores and chain restaurants as possible, support the local businesses, and make sure you vote in city council people and county commissioners who also support zoning laws that favor local businesses instead of letting Target and Walmart move in indiscriminately.
That reminds me, biopaleontologists say that the human being describes himself as a hominid and all the rest of the great apes as pongids. And the only reason we do that is because we're so pompous that we can't imagine we're all in it together. And I was thinking we actually aren't probably great apes at all, but we're sheep. And I'm sorry to say that we really do. We all wait for somebody to go first. And everywhere I go, people say, but there's not this here, or we don't have a leader for that, or we don't have a group for this. And I return to this theme of personal responsibility. There are so many caring people. You wouldn't be here unless you cared about social issues. Every one of you is just so incredibly powerful. I just urge you, please don't wait for somebody else to start a group or to start a movement or to start petitioning or to start protesting or whatever you feel is right. Don't sit back and wait for someone else to do it so that you can join. Please be the thing. You do it yourself. You go first. And one of the things that I urge you to do is please, I went down to the Blue Moon coffee shop, and there were good things on the walls about social issues, not a damn thing about animal rights. Please, will somebody start an animal rights group on campus? I will give you everything you need, any resources, any films, any materials, but please turn other people on to social issues. issues and just be the thing yourself. Thank you.
One other important point on that, as you get older, don't forget who you are and where you came from. Like so many former anti-war activists turned yuppies did. You know, just because you may have a career, have a family, buy a house, don't suddenly become so into protecting and enriching home and hearth you forget about everybody else, or worse yet, consider them competitors or the enemies. I mean, those are two brick walls you got to break through, family and home ownership. So many people turn greedy and self-centered at that point. And, you know, don't turn into one of these parents who, you know, forgets who they are and say, oh, well, your mom and I had a great time when we were your age, you know, smoking weed and getting it on in the park and causing trouble in the streets, and now that you are that age, just say no. Don't let that happen to you. Or don't become like the former members of my old band, Dead Kennedys, who have so much outright contempt for what we stood for that they've been suing the shit out of me for 4 years now in a dispute sparked because I wouldn't put Holiday in Cambodia in a Levi's commercial. They're even doing fake reunion shows now, and they've swiped the rights to the albums and are putting them out on a label called Manifesto and not even paying me anymore. You know, if it ain't on alternative tentacles, think of where the money goes before you buy that stuff, please. And don't turn into somebody like that, please.
All right, oh, sorry.
Oh, just on a personal note, I just got dropped from my major label, so man, I'm doing my part.
I guess I'll wrap things up with this issue, saying that there's a difference between doing meaningful work and crusading. If you start crusading, then you're just spinning your own wheels. So you can only do what you can do, and that's what anybody can do. Next, yes, sir.
Would proportional representation get rid of the Electoral College?
No. That's a whole other issue. Yeah, and I believe that the Electoral College has to go, right? Or some states have an Electoral College where the seats are assigned in proportion to who got the votes, right? So I think Massachusetts does it. They have 9 seats, so like 5 went to Gore and 4 went to, you know, or something like that.
This is a question about credible media sources. I'm wondering, do you think, is there a nationally circulated United States paper that is a good source of international news?
There's a lot of...
Or is there one that you would particularly endorse?
There's not one in particular because there's so many things going on, you have to keep looking at several, including the straight media where you find interesting things buried in there and or can gauge what they're trying to get people to think and do. And another thing as you become parents is educate kids in media education, so by the time they're in their early teens, their bullshit detectors are so sharp that advertising doesn't tell them how thin they should be and what they should look like. Anyway, that's digressing. Some of the ones I like are periodicals like The Progressive, The Nation, Mother Jones is good, Z is good, but it's a heavier read, so you might want to check the other ones first. Also, one of the best things that came out of the Seattle protests is the birth of the Independent Media Center. There's chapters starting up all over. All you have to do if there ain't one here is just declare yourself one, and you are one. Go to the national website, Indie Media, I-N-D-Y, media.org, and check it out. And if there ain't enough there for you, start contributing. They'll welcome you.
Also, I go online and I get on The Guardian and The Independent. I get on it just to search engine. Yeah, Guardian UK.
Apparently, even the Drudge Report has links to The Guardian, so you can find it that way, too.
Oh, and Salon.com has very interesting.
there was a previous question about the electoral college, right? But see, to get rid of the electoral college, you have to amend the Constitution. It has to be a constitutional convention. With proportional representation, we don't have to change the Constitution at all, so it's a much more achievable goal, because there's smaller states, they like the electoral college, because it disproportionately gives them power. So any more questions?
This isn't a question really, but if anyone is interested in getting more information, right downtown in Northfield, there's a place called the Center for Creative Resistance. It's close to the art store on Division Street. So, yeah, and there's a cabaret on Saturday. Anyway, so if you're interested, you should stop by and check it out. There's like a whole lot of books and scenes there. So, thank you.
Okay, well, hey, thanks for coming out. It's great to see you. Thank you very much. Good night.